great weird and wonderful for you today, bro. We're going to start with the weird. Twins Brewers. Royce Lewis. Well, see a miscue, you know what you do? Take advantage of the opportunity. Try to go for two. But you know what? What do I always say?
Oh, I thought he...
Nah, no half measures. You got to either do it or don't.
That's a deep cut, Greg.
They're in first place. Wonderful. Royals A's. People are like, wow, why don't you put more Royals highlights in? I say, you know what? I will. Great play here. Pass to Bobby Witt Jr. for the out. Royals lose, however. They fall 26 games behind the Twins. But they're going to get a new stadium, I guess.
You put them in just so you can say that.
It's a great highlight. They just so happen to be 26 games behind the Twins.
Accentuate the positive.
Where, check back in on Slovenia practice, where Luke was taking everything seriously. You know what Patrick Ewing says? You practice that in the game? What
is that what he says, Wilds? I'm not helping you mock Luka. So
I just don't think this is a helpful shot to practice.
He's a trick shot king.
Okay, well, you know what he needs to be? Not tanking for try to make the playoffs king.
He's not the GM.
He was upset about
That's a take from 6 months ago.
They play Venezuela on Saturday. Wonderful.
Nick was off.
Reds Angels tied at 3. Ellie's on first. Ball to left, and then guess what happens? Electric Factory. Most electrifying man in sports comes all the way around. Less than 10 seconds. I didn't actually know how long it took, but everyone seems to be impressed. 9-7-9, so there you go. Reds win. Half game back in the wild card chase. Wonderful Aces dream, Asia Wilson. She goes for 53. Ties the WNBA record. She shot 70% from the field and added 4 blocks. Aces moved to 29-4. And final wonderful. Diamondbacks up on the Rangers in the ninth. Alec Thomas with the grab in center. I would rate the catch, Greg, 8.5. The recovery, though, it kind of looks slick. 9.3. Diamondbacks hold on to the wild card.
That's a great catch.
That's a weird and wonderful
catch.
That's why I give it.
That's better than some of the bobbled ones you seem to like. Bobble them.
Brock Purdy was firmly in control of the offense. We started the day with a backup QB controversy. That is no more. Sam Darnold, who Kyle Shanahan compared to Steve Young, has now been named the Niners' backup over Trey Lance, to Nick Wright's chagrin. Nick, your reaction?
No, listen, I want to be very, very clear. I have never once said that I believe Trey Lance is great. I have never once said that I have evidence that he's good. I did say foolishly, and now it looks laughably dumb, that I trusted the Niners quarterback evaluation process. But obviously, that's idiotic, because they have the worst quarterback evaluation process in recent NFL history, by their own admission.
Wow.
Well, Brew, go ahead. You seem like you're champing at the bit.
Who was better in college, Sam Darnold or Trey Lance?
Sam
Darnold.
Yeah.
I think Brock Purdy had a better college career than Trey Lance.
That's fine. One guy went third, one guy went dead last.
I get that, but he played at Iowa State versus what? Utah State for Trey Lance. But look,
North Dakota State.
North Dakota. No,
Utah State was Jordan.
Right, North Dakota State. My bad. But my point is this: even if if Brock Purdy pans out, or he gets hurt and Sam Darnold pans out, and they win a Super Bowl, who cares that they didn't get Trey Lance right? They got to where they wanted to go.
Fine, but
who cares if they gave up so many picks for him?
I'll tell you why. Because if they had stayed,
if they win a Super Bowl with Brock Purdy, it matters that they haven't gotten anything out of Trey Lance.
No. What matters is that you had the 12th pick of the draft 2 years ago. And I understand it's just the 12th pick. Maybe it'd just be a terrible player. Could have drafted Mac Jones there. As it happens, the guy who went 12th, it's kind of a deep cut. Micah Parsons is who went with the pick the Niners had. But they said, we don't want that pick. And we don't want our next year's first, and we want the year after that's first. What we want is this player. And then they said, but we know he's raw. He's not going to play his rookie year. So be it. And then, after making the NFC title game with your guy Jimmy Garoppolo, they said, we believe in this player so much, that Jimmy is locked out of the building, and he's our starter. They went through an entire offseason. He's our starter. An entire preseason. He's our starter. Played one game. Didn't play well. It was a downpour, but fine. He then broke his leg. And now they are saying we're done with him entirely. That is terrible process.
He got beat out by Sam Darnold.
And what I am telling you is this. It is a terrible process if you spend $100 million worth of NFL resources on a player and then say a guy who has had 6 years and 60 starts for us all to know stinks. We value him more. That means your process is broken. If in the meantime you stumbled ass backwards into Brock Purdy, maybe that'll save you. But your process is broken. If you drive your fancy car off a cliff and land next to a hidden treasure, doesn't mean it was a good idea.
They didn't drive
it just
off a
means you
cliff.
got
They
lucky.
drafted Brock Purdy. He didn't just show up to practice and say, hey,
no,
can I
that's
throw it?
fine. I'm not talking about Brock Purdy.
They drafted him.
Brew, I'm talking
They
about
went out and got
Darnold and
Sam.
Lance.
They went out and got Sam Darnold when nobody else wanted him.
And you
they
think
saw
he's,
something.
No, they didn't. You think Sam Darnold's good now? Is this the argument?
I think he must be better than Trey Lance.
And what I am saying is,
because he was better at every other level.
What I am saying is, if you take a player from the D2 level who had a dozen college starts, and you like him so much after a dozen college starts at the D2 level to trade three first-round picks to get him, and then after 4 starts, one of which he played 3 plays, you are ready to throw him away?
They made a mistake.
But that's
and
fine.
Is it important to be right or to get it right?
No, so I
gotta get it.
I get that. And what I am saying is, though, in this business, that type of mistake, someone must be held to account.
They really are struggling. No. I mean, right? They really look bad.
Hold on, and I'm sorry, Greg.
They can win the Super Bowl.
Go ahead.
But Greg, you are Mr. If you don't win a Super Bowl, it's devastation.
Well, for the Cowboys.
Oh, no. Wait a moment. The Niners made a Super Bowl, right? They then made an NFC championship. They've done all these things, right?
Right.
If they don't win a Super Bowl, it will be in large part because not only they never got the quarterback position right, but players who could have helped them, like Micah Parsons, and then the 2 next first-round picks they didn't get, they spent on a guy that they watched throw 100 passes and threw him out.
Obviously, Michael Parsons is great. You love to have him. But we can't say if they don't win a Super Bowl, that's why. What if they do? They might win the Super Bowl. I'm just saying, look, Trey Lance has had all these practices to impress him. And maybe he's a gamer, and I know he's only played a few games, but he hadn't looked like a great gamer in those games. Brock Purdy came right in and capitalized on this opportunity.
I'm talking about Darnold, not Purdy. The Darnold thing is what's going on.
Darnold was the 3rd pick in the draft, too.
And got 60 starts to show he stinks.
So
60.
It's not shocking that Darnold went 1 out. Like, when you're running an offense and you are the offensive coordinator and the head coach and you have an offensive guy like Brock Purdy who looks great in your scheme, you want to be able to, if anything were to happen, transition to the next guy without having to totally shift all of what you're doing mid-game. However, to your point, for me, this is completely mishandled, and it's just odd the way that if this were a lot of other organizations and you invest so much assets into a draft pick and you say to your fan base and to that player and to the league, basically, we're drafting him here for this reason, but we know we're going to play him down the road because we got to give him an opportunity to develop and nurture the talent into him. That's one thing. What they're basically saying is we choose Kyle Shanahan over this draft pick, which is odd. And when you have a guy at the quarterback position that you haven't given a chance, that's my only issue and qualm with it.
As a player, if you're on that team and you're at practice every day, forget Purdy, who's looking better in practice. If Darnold clearly is looking better than Trey Lance, and you're a player on that team, and they put Trey Lance ahead of him, is that going to diminish your morale just a little bit? Like, Darnold's clearly better.
I get you. I'm with you there. However, what I'm saying is for that player, you knew he was a work that you were going to have to kind of fine tune. You knew it was going to be a process.
And keeping him.
You're keeping him, but he's damaged. He's done.
Look, it's the NFL, baby. You know that more than anybody. You got to be able to overcome that.
I don't know.
Can't overcome it if you don't get a chance to play.
He might. With their injuries, who knows?
Yeah, holding the scout team cards.